Doors open for them when in fact they're the ones victimizing others. Hollywood, mainstream media, the New York Times, women's magazines exalting single motherhood.
It's really difficult to think of a teacher these days who hasn't been exposed to feminism and hasn't absorbed some part of the feminist agenda.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Sex is empowering when it's selfish. And you're doing it to seek your own pleasure.
And when I thought about some of the creeps I met, I started to ponder a new question. How low would a guy lower his standards just to hook up with a hot chick? Looks aren't everything, but ladies, come on, let's face it. These are guys we're talking about, and guys don't even try it, okay?
Men think with their dicks.
How many times do we see in the mass media women dressed up as young girls with lollipops and Catholic schoolgirl outfits, just so straight men can live out some disturbing dominator fantasy about corrupting innocence?
I like young penises. I like young penises.
I like young penises.
It's the National Single Cougar Convention. It's a new trend that's sweeping the nation where old ladies f*** young boys.
Younger men are the way to go.
Sexualization turns people into objects and teaches women that their only value comes from their sexual appeal.
A group of women who call themselves Femen have got together and said an excellent way to protest and draw attention to some of their causes, like anti-prostitution and women's rights and wanting democracy, is to go topless. Everything we have is in our mind and body, so we use it in protests. And they're saying, look at Beyonce selling perfume with her body. Yeah. They're saying sex sells perfume and cars, why not political rights?
What allows women to replant trees, to rebuild societies, to lead radical, non-violent movements for social change?
When women go topless, it's frowned upon and causes a commotion. And when
the Iraq, everywhere like such as,
and men do it, it's not. And we're trying to help give some enlightenment to everyone.
I think that there is a cause and effect relationship between pornography and sexual abuse.
Porn is disgusting.
What it does mean is that there are acts of rape, acts of battery, acts of violence against women that would not happen were it not for the effect of pornography on the perpetrator.
Inside of every woman, there's a little Jenna Jameson.
By day, Melissa Peterson and her girlfriends are typical suburban moms. But when their husbands and kids aren't around, they turn into something else.
I love Twilight. I'm a mom.
These three don't just enjoy Twilight, they're borderline obsessed with it in ways that would make their kids blush.
It just makes you just feel so happy, and you just want to walk around with a smile on your face all the time, it seems like.
They're not alone.
Join the Twilight Mom Club.
To my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy.
pervert. I hate perverts.
Clearly, there is a huge problem with the sexualization of girls and women in the media. And But at the end of the day, it's not being generated by young women.
But if it is, more power to them. Having control or feeling power in sexuality, there's nothing wrong with that.
But Erin's lawyers say she was the victim of a crime. Now she finds herself in the middle of a nightmare, and she is fighting mad. Her lawyer told us, "We are focused on putting this predator behind bars. This conduct is unacceptable in a civilized society."
The public needs to learn about stalking. I need people to know how serious this is and that laws need to be tougher.
Like women's sorrow, women's grief, and what it's like to be steadily rejected by the people you've spent your whole life loving and serving, which is the fate of most elderly women.
She's got a way about her.
Some dirty old man wanting to wank over me, okay? Because you can't go out and get laid by yourself.
I'm not attracted to you. I do not want to fuck you. I do not want to touch you. Nobody wants to have fun with you.
I ask you for your number, then I ask you for a dance. I ask you for a little kiss, just a chance for some romance.
We must declare with one voice that women's progress is human progress, and human progress is women's progress.
Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo. I've got another puzzle for you.
Really nice. Was today exhausting? Was it fun?
It was great.
That's not to say Janet is totally against a little nip tuck.
It's no secret.
Nicole Kidman finally fesses up to getting Botox.
She had 10 different procedures over 10 hours.
I mean, I'm so much more comfortable with myself. I feel so much more like a woman than I did before. I love it.
Men are stupid and like big boobs.
All the guys I've been out with recently have just been unbelievably stupid.
I tell you what the bottom line is, women are definitely more spiritually evolved than men. Today is a panty party!
Even today, there are those who are trying to silence our words.
Nancy, you're missing the whole point. This show is a joke. You are a joke.
You're off. Cut his mic.
But there's danger in what he said.
My opinion is don't be afraid of feminism. So that's my theme for the night. Don't be afraid to identify with a movement that only wants your highest good, that only wants what's fair and right, to be equal. You don't want more, we don't want more, we want our share.
Women are, in fact, taking control of everything.
Women are, in fact, taking control of everything. I'll be back.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. gay. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin', and you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying